It's the 1960s, and as we all know, this was the decade where everyone just seemed to screw everything up. Just take a look at this very impressive 1960s architecture. With the 60s, cars became a lot more popular and everyone was buying them, which meant that roads needed to be increased in size. So what was their solution to it? Well, it was the motorway. A fast, quick and easy way to take you from A to B very quickly. With multiple lanes, you are able to overtake other slower vehicles, and in the case that you might conk out, which was a lot more likely in the 60s, there was a hard shoulder so that you could pull in and see what was wrong with your car. It actually wasn't until 1995 that the M3 was built. Originally, Northern Ireland had quite a large motorway plan, but this was cut back due to the lack of funding to this, and so the M3 was basically turned into a meaningless stub. And so the construction began. The primary length of the M3 consisted of a bridge that spanned over the Lagan, ruthlessly named Lagan Bridge, much to our discretion. In May 1998, the entire motorway was fully opened. Now it's time to completely roast this motorway out of its socks. Issue number 1. Whenever you're approaching the M3, you can see that these lights don't really work properly. And the fact that these things look ancient and like they're from like the 90s, which they are. Issue number 2. And this is my main problem with the M3. It just immediately ends, and then it turns into the M2. Instead of it just blatantly ending, this could just be an exit and the M3 could just not exist, and it could just be another bit of the M2, which can connect the A2 and the M2, which makes sense. Point 3. Issue number 4. Whenever you're driving down the Westlink, you'll see whenever you go up to one of the gantries, you'll see that there is new AMIs on them, which are the things that flash yellow and red to tell you if you should be in a lane, or what speed limit is recommended, or what speed limit you should be going. They're called variable speed limits. So, what you should be doing is putting the AMIs that are brand new and could be used a lot more on the M3 and the M2, where there's queues constantly, and they're always being used. Because whenever I'm going home, I always see them on and off at around rush hour. So why not just put the new stuff up there that'll last much longer, instead of using the old shabby equipment that could be mistaked for something else. In my opinion, I find the M3 quite useless, as technically it is really just another bit of the M2. Why they decided to call it an M3, or to completely separate it from the M2, I couldn't tell you, but overall I just see it as another bit of the M2. And what the most confusing bit of all is that it connects the M2 and the A2 instead of something like the A3 or the A13 or something. It's a wee bit weird, in my opinion, obviously, but I'm welcoming of your opinion if you want to comment it down below. Overall, I think that the M3 it needs an upgrade, if not a complete rebrand to just another bit of the M2. And although I see its usefulness, I don't think that it deserves such a big title as M3. It is really just a bridge. On from that, I don't think it deserves the term Lagan Bridge either, which, to be honest, should have gone to another bridge called like the Queen's Bridge or something. Would have been a lot more fit.